If you're searching for answers to your migraines, you're not alone. After years of dealing with migraines, I'm documenting my journey to improve my health and discover what works for me. Today, I'm talking all about my plan to lay the groundwork to better health, and I'm even taking you shopping with me. Okay, in my last video, I shared what I thought would be my eating plan. I also mentioned that I am in a group coaching program where I am learning so much about nutrition. Now, I did draft up a script for this video. It's not ChatGPT, they're my own words, but if you see me reading and not looking at the screen, it's because I am reading what I wrote myself so that I can share this accurately. Now, this is a topic for another video, but if you're coming over from my Instagram account, you know that I'm a huge fan of the carnivore diet and have done carnivore for years. But I'm actually stepping away from a carnivore approach on my migraine-free journey. I have tried any and every diet out there, and one thing that unfortunately has still remained are my migraines. And so I know that there is a much deeper issue than simply what I'm eating or what I'm not eating, because I've already gone through cutting things out and incorporating things that I should eat, and obviously that hasn't worked, and I still get migraines. But I am at the point where I have fully surrendered to God and I'm ready to receive guidance, which is why I'm so happy to be part of a group coaching program that has helped me to realize that I need to lay some groundwork. And that groundwork for now is not carb-free or carnivore like I thought. In my last migraine-free journey video, I thought I was going to go high-fat overnight, and I was so wrong. For years, I have flip-flopped from carnivore to animal-based to anything goes, and what that created in my body was instability. That instability has left my body confused, wondering what it's running on. My plan to go high-fat carnivore quickly shifted after a group coaching session where I learned the basic 101 nutrition info. Here's a fact you may not know. It's basic nutrition really, but I did not understand the simple fact that our bodies can only run on two things, glucose or fat. That's it. As a carnivore enthusiast, I didn't understand that even when eating carnivore, my body's not running on protein. It can only run on two things, glucose or fat. And if it's confused or doesn't have enough one or the other, it will use whatever it can. In my flip-flopping diets, what I think happened was that I didn't eat enough carbs for my body to run on glucose because there weren't enough carbs to convert to glucose, and I wasn't eating enough fat for my body to run on fat. So my body was either desperately trying to convert protein to glucose, yes, that's a thing, or possibly about to run on stress hormones, which wouldn't have been a good thing. And here's something to consider that is a huge wake-up call for me and a shift in how I even view carnivore, which I actually have loved. You can't be low carb and low fat. That is not a thing. You have to either eat enough carbs so your body runs on glucose or enough fat so your body can run on fat. But you can't be low on both. I'm not saying go carnivore or go high fat, but I am saying it's a good idea to take a look at what we're eating, because at one point during carnivore, I did think that I was doing it right, and honestly, I wasn't. I was zero carb carnivore at one point and swore I was eating enough fat, but I really wasn't. And as soon as I started tracking my macros, which is going to be a huge part of my migraine healing journey, my migraine-free journey, I realized that I had been severely under eating fat. So I was both zero carb, and I was low fat because I was not eating enough fat. And so that's where I'm at now. I need my body to know what to run on, and the safest thing for my body right now is to let it run on glucose. As someone who has tried so many diets, gluten-free, sugar-free, grain-free, vegetarian, pescatarian, balanced, low-fat, vegetarian, vegan, carnivore, animal-based, I have learned a lot along the way. I have also been a part of a handful of coaching programs, both free and paid, so I've learned a lot about migraines. My belief after all that I've learned and continue to learn is that meals centered around protein and fat are the healthiest, with carbs included if desired but not always necessary. And with the guidance I'm currently receiving, I understand that for optimal health, I want my body to run on fat for fuel and not glucose. So why am I choosing to eat carbs and let my body run on glucose for now if I ultimately want to run on fat? Well, as someone who has done carnivore, I am no stranger to fat. Try to eat a stick of butter and tell me what happens. You're probably gonna have loose stools and run to the bathroom if your body is not used to eating that much fat. With fat, if our bodies haven't been running on it, we can't just jump to high fat. It doesn't work that way. I tried it. You can't scarf down a stick of butter even if you try. I mean, I love butter and I eat bites of butter, but like, there's no way I could eat a stick of butter. It just doesn't work. You can't scarf it down. What are you doing? Smacking his butt? You're smacking his butt?
He's a bad boy. No. No. Hey, you want to go to your cage?
Puppy in training. Where was I? It has to happen gradually and slowly for the body to accept bigger quantities of fat in time. And so instead of keeping my body confused or giving myself diarrhea by trying to force a bunch of fat in all my meals or force a stick of butter, the safe and more practical thing is to increase my carbs for now so that my body can easily run on glucose and feel safe since it will have something to run on for now. And while I'm doing this, my goal is to slowly increase my fat. That is one thing I'm forever grateful to my coach for teaching me, that healing can sometimes take time and that's okay. Because I just have always wanted to have the quick fix, which we all do, because my migraines are so painful and they just take so much out of me. And I'm sure if you're on a health journey, you can relate. We sometimes just want the quick fix. But healing takes time, and as I'm learning, that's okay. For years I rushed a process. That's why I jumped from diet to diet, from one thing to the next. And when one thing didn't work, I just jumped to the next thing. Consistency has been a huge issue for me, and it's the primary reason why I've chosen to be a part of a group coaching program once again, because it's helping me to stay on track and it's teaching me to adapt my body to run on fat in a slow and practical way that feels more sustainable and doable for me. Like, it really does. I feel this has been like the longest stretch of time that I'm actually following a plan and not jumping to something else or giving up quick enough. So like, the accountability that comes with the group is like really helpful, and I'm really grateful for this. So what exactly is my plan? For now, I am aiming to eat 3 meals a day, and each of those meals will include a certain amount of carbs, each of those meals will include a certain amount of protein, and each of those meals will include a certain amount of fat. My goal is to increase my fat intake each week while still keeping the same amount of carbs and protein. This is a slow process, and it will take some time before my body is ready for me to go to the next step, which will be to lower my carbs and then continue to increase my fat. Because remember, low fat plus low carb is not a thing. So until my body is fully running on fat, it will need to run on glucose for now, and that's why I'm eating the carbs, because carbs convert to glucose in the body, and I'm running on glucose for now. Now, if this goes well, the goal is that my body will transition into fat burning instead of running on glucose. But again, I am doing this slowly. Okay, now I want to take you shopping with me to buy the one thing I didn't expect I'd be eating on this migraine-free journey. But here I am, surrendered to God and honestly letting go of making carnivore my idol. But before I take you shopping with me, I just want to show you guys some videos and photos of what my meals looked like before I started tracking, because I realized that I was doing it so wrong. Take a look at these meals. That is tiny. That is not enough food, and I was even underfeeding my husband, who is also on a health journey of his own with me. We are both laying the same groundwork right now. I didn't have enough fat at all on my plate to run on fat, yet I had already cut out all the carbs, and that is where I was wrong. So I'm excited to take you shopping with me for some carbs, because these meals left me hungry, not satiated, and my body was so confused. As I figured things out, so I had tapered off carbs and then found out through my health coach that I did it wrong. The way I tapered off was not good. It had to be done much slower. But so I'm now going back on carbs. I just got some squash and I'll show you, and some avocado. I have some avocados and some squash and some strawberries. Now, quick disclaimer, I am not claiming this to be a migraine-free diet. What I'm currently doing is laying the groundwork to better health with the goal of having my body burn fat for fuel. My hope is that this can put my body in a good place to later on directly address my migraines. My puppy's playing with this toy, that's okay. There is so much to migraines that need addressing, so it's not as simple as choosing a fuel source for the body. It's just part of the groundwork that I'm laying right now. Hydration and even our relationship with light play a huge role in healing migraines from what I've learned over the years and different coaching programs and even migraine books that I've read. But I do plan on sharing a lot about this in future videos, just this isn't the video for it. But as I address hydration and light more in my life, I'm definitely going to make videos about that, because there's a lot of changes coming to my life in relationship to that. But for now, I'm laying the groundwork. This is not a migraine diet. It is what I'm doing to generally better my health. This also isn't intended for you to copy exactly, because your health and diet trajectory are probably not at all like mine. This is meant to show you in real time what it looks like to strive to get better on a health journey, no matter what your health journey is like. Because honestly, as a migrainer, I feel like alone as a migrainer, so I'm hoping to just have a community of you guys that can just cheer me on and I can cheer you on. And even people who maybe are not migrainers but are dealing with other health issues and are on a health journey like me. Because it can be a lonely place, but I feel like it doesn't have to. Don't give up, pray. God listens and hears. Not everyone finds healing right away, and I do believe that God has a plan and a purpose for us even through our health struggles. But I also have hope, and I want you to have that hope too. I would love to hear your story in the comments, whether you're dealing with migraines like me or whether you're on your own health journey. Know that you're not alone. I'll see you in the next video.